Thanks for clicking on my video and giving me a shot. There's a number of people out there that like to talk about how they met celebrities to one capacity or another after maybe a concert or just randomly on the street somewhere in LA or Tokyo or Berlin or some other huge city. I read a couple articles about people meeting celebrities and what happened, and it reminded me of my own personal experiences with meeting a couple different celebrities. This video will be one of a series of videos where I talk about various famous people I've met over the course of my life. My three brothers, my mother, and I went down to Florida to go visit our grandparents, my mom's mom and dad. This had to be like 15 or 20 years ago, and while we were down there, we went to this place called St. Armand's Circle. I think that's how you say it. St. Armand's Circle, as far as my recollection goes, it's kind of like various plazas and shop storefronts that are all connected together in a really nice landscaped area. Everything's incredibly overpriced. You know, there's designer jeans that are all ripped up and torn to shreds for like $600, you know, that kind of place. There was even a helipad there for the very well-to-do to come in maybe on their lunch break from some other city somewhere else. My mom and I, we all knew that we did not have enough money to be there or to buy anything in this area of Florida, but we did find ourselves going there just to do some window shopping and people watching. A lot of the stores were kind of hoity-toity, very upper class, expensive brand name clothing, things like that, but there was one place that sold artwork by a very famous artist. You might have heard of him. His name is Salvador Dali. And they had this place where they had Salvador Dali original paintings and sculptures and various pieces of art that he's made. And it didn't have too many. I think maybe like less than a dozen, maybe as many as 18 pieces. Not really that many pieces, but they were selling for a pretty penny. So that was really cool to take in that art and just to see it up close and in person. Unfortunately, this video is not about the awesome time that I met Salvador Dali because unfortunately he's not around anymore. But since we're talking about Dali, I have to share this little tidbit of information I discovered about him a couple years back. He expressed once that the two greatest things that can happen to an artist is to one, be born Italian, and for two, to be named Dali. I thought that was pretty entertaining. Anyways, to go on with the story, we were walking around, we went to all these various expensive shops. Upon reflecting the $40 in my pocket and looking at all the different stores I couldn't spend my money, I found one glowing beacon, a corporate haven, something that was familiar to me way back home in Michigan. It was a Borders bookstore. So I went inside the Borders bookstore and I went through the metaphysics and spirituality section. That's what I was into at the time. I was just in like middle school or so, and I was super interested in studying all these different religions and philosophies and conspiracy theories even. So I'm there shuffling through some books, just minding my own business, and I look off to the right and I look back to the books and I do like a double or triple take, and I look over and I see this man standing there, a very familiar face that we've all seen on television. And I point at him and he looks at me and he does a double take while I'm pointing at him, and his eyes just kind of said like, yes. So we're sitting there making eye contact and I said, "Are you who I think you are?" And he goes, "Yes." And he walked away. True story. Who was it? Unfortunately, no, it wasn't Dali, but it was actually Jerry Springer of all people. Yeah, it didn't seem like he was too interested in engaging any sort of conversation. Once I asked him, "Are you who I think you are?" and he goes, "Yes," he just immediately booked on out of there. I didn't think he really felt up to talking to anyone or being discovered, and he just probably wanted to be a person buying books in a bookstore without people talking about that show that he has on television where people beat up each other and talk about baby mama drama and all that sort of thing. And that was that. That was my encounter with Jerry Springer, folks. Thanks very much for watching this video. If you're new to my channel, please know that I do post a lot here on YouTube, and earlier today while I was at work during a 16-hour shift, I found a little bit of time to reorganize my playlist section here on my channel. So if you're new to my channel, please check out my playlist section. You can find all my content in a much more organized fashion with a number of different playlists that organize my content by various types of interests and categories. I post every single day here on YouTube, and I post about so many different things. It's the only way I can really keep things in a tidy fashion. But something I do consistently here on my channel is once a week, every Sunday night or Monday morning, I post another circus and flow arts tutorial video on something to do with the absolute basics when it comes to, say, like juggling, or juggling clubs, or the art of contact juggling, rolling what seem to be crystal balls around the body in delightfully deceptive manners. Or you can spin things on your finger. We call that pediddling. You can do it with a server tray, with a book, with a ring binder, with flat pillows, maybe the top of a garbage can or something. Anything pretty much flat and wide you can spin on the tip of your finger if you know what you're doing. Or you can even learn how to use the devil sticks. The devil sticks is a circus and flow arts prop that goes way back in time with me. I think I was like 12 or 13 or 14 when I first picked them up and really started practicing. and I love them very much. They're a lot of fun to do. They're really good for your circulation, your coordination, your concentration, and other things that begin with the letter C as well. So folks, I appreciate you stopping by and watching my video about meeting some rando celebrity in the street somewhere else. I hope it was at least mildly entertaining, and if it wasn't, maybe check out my playlist section to find other videos that might disappoint you too. Just kidding, I'm pretty sure there's something in there for everyone. On that note, it is time for me to edit this video and get to bed. Me and Lucy, we got a big day ahead of us tomorrow, don't we? Yeah. Yes, I'll be looking at some more homes. I'm a prospective home buyer in southeastern Michigan area right now, and I'm looking at about 5 or 6 homes tomorrow that I might put an offer in if the house looks good enough in person. Online, everything looks a lot better with those fisheye lenses, and they make those rooms look a lot bigger than they really are. But that's another story for another video for another day. Lucy and I would like to remind y'all to never give up, do your best, stay true to who you are, and be amazing. Thanks very much for watching, folks, and good night.